A desperate race against time to save 5 people trapped somewhere beneath the ocean's surface. This is a tale of adventure and expedition, of technology at its peak, disrupted by failure. The frantic attempt to find the OceanGate submarine has parallels to the Titanic shipwreck it was searching for.
The location of the search is approximately 900 miles east of Cape Cod in a water depth of roughly 13,000 feet. It is a remote area and it is a challenge to conduct a search in that remote area.
The submersible vessel called the Titan was carrying 5 people when it entered the water on Sunday morning. It can dive up to 4,000 meters below the surface, and it usually takes just over 2 hours to reach the wreckage of the Titanic. But an hour and 45 minutes into the descent, and at 10 a.m. local time, contact to the surface stopped.
Deep submersible diving is very dangerous, but it's high tech, and as each year goes by, the equipment gets better, the technology gets better, and so on. So I'm very hopeful and very positive.
The Titan sends a ping every 15 minutes to the Polar Prince. That's the research vessel floating high above. But for at least 7 hours, that didn't happen, and a distress call was sent to the US Coast Guard.
We understand from the operator of the vessel that the vessel was designed with a 96-hour sustainment capability if there was an emergency on board. And so we're using that time, making the best use of every moment of that time to locate the vessel.
Is safe and capable of handling depths.
Those on board are reported to include Stockton Rush, the founder of OceanGate, the private company that charges passengers $250,000 each to gaze at the wreckage of the Titanic.
This is not a tourist operation. We have a number of nautical archaeologists and deep-sea marine biologists, as well as our own crew, that will go. There are 5 individuals can go on each dive. 3 of those are what we call mission specialists. So those are the folks who help finance the mission, but they are also active participants. So why we're not a fan of the tourist term is because these are crew members.
The other passengers are the billionaire entrepreneur Hamish Harding, as well as Shahzada Dawood, who was on the vessel with his 19-year-old son, Suleman. The final passenger is reportedly the French explorer Paul-Henri Nargeolet. This is a view from inside the vessel, as filmed in a BBC documentary.
Okay, I see the wreck on sonar, though.
Okay.
How close are we to the Titanic?
Very close.
2 meters.
No.
The 5 men, missing with no contact since Sunday, are believed to have until Thursday when their oxygen runs out after 96 hours. US and Canadian ships and planes form the search operation, as they drop sonar buoys that can monitor deep under the surface. But this is a tricky operation.
Submersible was in mid-dive when they lost communications, so if there was any sort of emergency, they would have probably just dropped their weights and this buoyancy would have brought them back up to the surface. But of course, with no communications, then it's difficult to locate where they are. If it's on the bottom, the next challenge is how do you get them up? You're not going to be able to transfer them onto another vessel at depth. You're going to have to bring the whole submersible up and then take them off. You get some sort of robot vessel down there to attach something to them to help bring it up and then extract them.
Mr. Harding himself wrote before the mission that they had only managed to find a short gap in poor weather to launch their expedition, adding that due to the worst winter in Newfoundland in 40 years, this mission is likely to be the first and only manned mission to the Titanic this year. The wreckage of the Titanic, which sank in 1912 when it hit an iceberg, resulting in the death of more than 1,500 people, was first discovered in 1985, 370 miles off the coast of Canada. OceanGate expeditions say their entire focus is on the well-being of the crew, and every step possible is being taken to bring the 5 crew members back safely. They added that they pray for the safe return of the crew and passengers, and we will provide updates as they are available.